Are you a parent in the middle of a contested custody case and you're having to deal with how to split up the Christmas holiday because you're headed to either mediation or a trial and you can't figure out how this is going to work and the language sounds strange and you have questions about it? Well, my name is Patrick Slaughter. I'm a family law attorney with LaFevor and Slaughter, and I'd like to give you some ideas on how to deal with Christmas. First thing is to look at the parenting plan. The default language on the parenting plan contemplates that the Christmas holiday will be split into 2 periods. That may or may not be the case. And a lot of this, especially the language in the parenting plan, it was created with the idea that the children are in school. If your child is not in school, say your child's 2 or 3 years old, then this whole splitting the holiday in half from the time that school is let out until the day after school resumes probably isn't such a great idea for you. So the first thing you need to do is recognize, this is what the default language in the plan says, but is that best for my child given my child's age? If you have a younger child, then I think there's a different set of circumstances. If you do have school-age children, then what the language of the parenting plan contemplates is that there will be 2 periods for the Christmas holiday. That one of the periods will start the day that school's released and end either on Christmas Eve, Christmas Day, or the day after Christmas. And the next parent will have that time, whichever day the first period ends, until the day before school starts. Now, some things you should take into account with that is typically the first period of the holiday is shorter than the second half of the holiday. And sometimes that causes problems. What is frequent is for parents to rotate who gets those periods during even and odd years. So one parent would have the first part of the Christmas holiday in even years, but in odd years, that same parent would have the second part of the Christmas holiday. That way it kind of gets equalized over time. The next question that folks have to deal with is, when do they want that Christmas holiday's first period to end? Some people say Christmas Eve because they want to be able to have their child or children with them on Christmas morning to wake up and open presents. Some folks, that's not such a good deal. Some folks open presents on Christmas Eve, so switch it on Christmas would be better for them. Other times, folks would rather just have Christmas Eve and Christmas Day as part of the first period so they can do all the Christmas holidays together in one year, and then recognizing they won't have them the next year. What I would tell you is you have to consider how your child is going to be traveling. If your child is going to have to be exchanged on Christmas Day and drive 6 or 7 hours, is that really fun for a child to be stuck in a car for half of a day on Christmas when they'd rather be playing with all the new toys they got? So think about what's best for your child. Maybe it would be better to do the exchange the day after Christmas. Maybe it'd be better to do the exchange on Christmas Eve. But I think what you have to do is start by recognizing what typical traditions both sides of the child's family follow. If your side of the family always gets together on Christmas Eve and Christmas Day isn't as big a deal as Christmas Eve is, then you would probably want to allow the other parent to have Christmas Day if that's a bigger deal to them. So again, before you start fighting over who's going to get the most days, think about the exchange, think about what type of traditions you follow and how to make that work. Now, with the pandemic and everything going on, hopefully it'll be resolved by then, but typically the return to the other parent after the second portion of the Christmas holiday happens the day before school starts, with the idea being that the child would have time to get settled down and get ready to go back to school, have a day to get acclimated, and then go back to school. That can be any day of the week. Some days that's good, some days that's bad. If you're a parent who has, say you shift work in a factory and you don't have that time available, again, don't die on that hill. Try to work with the other parent to the extent you can. Don't get caught up on who's getting more days than the other, but look at it at what's in the best interest of your child. Because face it, both parents want the child to have the best Christmas ever. And if you take into account from a child's perspective, getting to open presents twice isn't such a bad idea. Try to make that happen. Try to let them enjoy the holiday. Try to let them enjoy Christmas Day itself. Don't force your child to ride in a car or have to go to an airport just because you're worried about picking up an extra day here or there. If this seems a little crazy or you're having a hard time filling out how to make that work, feel free to pick up the phone, give us a call. We can walk you through it. We can give you ideas. But in the meantime, Christmas is a magical time of year. Make the most of it. Make it wonderful for your child. You'll build memories and you'll be thankful you did.